Welcome to EHAF Indonesia 2020 Goes Online. This is Institution Webinar Series. My name is Christy Johanna. I'm going to be moderating this webinar. This webinar is going to be presented by the University of Westminster. Please stay tuned until the end of the webinar because we will hold a Q&A session. If you have any questions about the presentation or anything related to the country's higher education, you can submit your questions in YouTube's comment section anytime throughout the presentation. And now, please welcome the representative from the University of Westminster, Miss Barbara. Miss Barbara, the time is yours.
Hello, hi everyone. Thanks for joining me today. So my name is Barbara Kelhar. I'm from the International Office at the University of Westminster, and I'll be talking to you a little bit today about our university, where we are, the courses that we offer, and and I'll be happy to answer your questions at the end of the session as well. So let me just get my slides back to the beginning and then we can start. Okay, so welcome to Westminster then. We're based in London, which has been named the best city in the world for university students for 2018 and 2019 by QS. So you can see there from the information on the slide, it's a really diverse global city. You've got lots of influencers there from all around the world. Lots of culture and history in London. It's a fantastic capital city with lots of things to see and do, lots of influencers from all around the globe. So it's a great place to be a student because it's also the, naturally, it's the centre for many different industries as well and different sectors that you'll be studying and working in. So lots of opportunities available to you there. And then, like it says here, it is like the entire world in one city. So you can find things from countries that you've never visited or experienced before in any way. So you've got food from all around the world, lots of influences of culture and history from different countries as well. And then you can always find things that are familiar to you. So you can find food from across Southeast Asia. You can find your places of worship. There are Indonesian communities in London as well. So you can find things that are very close to home and also experience new things from all around the world as well, which is a fantastic opportunity. So a little bit about the university then and our history. It goes back to 1838 when we were the first polytechnic in the country to open, and we've also always placed a great deal of emphasis on practical skills for our students ever since those early polytechnic years. So we started out with lots of vocational courses, and the vocational element to our programs remains today. So you can see there that we're a large university, over 19,000 students from 165 countries. From Indonesia specifically, we probably have around 65 students with us. So a good number there, and a real variety of different nationalities represented at the university. So it's a real global institution. So we've got very close links with the professional organisations in many sectors that we focus on, lots of work placement opportunities there, and you've got some examples of the companies we work with there. And the majority of our courses have got professional accreditation from the sector that they are focusing on. So here are some of our campuses in central London. So in Fitzrovia, this is a busy commercial part of a city. And here we've got our law school, social sciences, humanities, life sciences, and computer science and engineering. We've also got our own university cinema as well, which is at our Regent Street campus. This was actually the first cinema in the country to show moving pictures. So there's a lot of history there. In the same building, the first photographic studio in Europe was also based too. So there's a lot of sort of influences of history there when it comes to film and photography at Westminster. Then also in central London, we've got our Marylebone campus. So this is our business school and School of Architecture and Cities. We've got campus accommodation here as well for students. So that's right next door to the studies for business and architecture. And then outside central London, we've got our Harrow campus, and this is where we have the School of Arts and Media and Communication. So here you've got a map of the London Underground. So you can see where we are in central London. The campuses are close to many different tube stations, so it's very easy to reach them from other parts of the city. And then the Harrow campus, it's a direct line from central London, so it's very convenient to reach there. And the campus is right next door to the station as well, so that's very handy. Here's a compilation of different rankings across the university, so you can see our recognition and strong position when it comes to areas such as media, communication, tourism, art and design. Creative programs are very strong at Westminster, and then also politics, marketing, accounting and finance, and building, real estate, and also criminology. And there at the bottom, you can see that we're one of the most international universities in the UK as well. Here you've got some of the facilities across our campuses. So we're continuously redeveloping and reinvesting in the facilities that we have for students. Libraries are open 24/7 during term time. We have a cutting edge Bloomberg suite, which is used by our investment and finance students. So this is used for looking at all of the stock markets around the world in real time. It's a virtual trading environment for our students. Excellent workshops and fabrication laboratories for our architecture students. So we've got great model making workshops there for wood, metal, ceramics, 3D printing as well. That's all available there for architecture. And then excellent studios for our film and journalism programs as well. Gyms as well, the gym in central London, and also the Harrow campus has its own gym. So looking at the different schools across the university, here in architecture and cities, there are field trips incorporated into many of the courses. Programs. We've got the excellent facilities that we have at the university for model making. Here you've got an example of one of our field trips. So for tourism, our students actually visited Indonesia on a field trip. So they went to areas outside Bandung to look at community tourism over there. Here you've got our building and property students. And here, this is something that was designed and built by students on a field trip to Finland. Here you've got all the different areas that we cover in architecture and cities, and a couple of the newest programs focusing on environmental design and planning and designing cities. Then we've got arts, media and communication. So these creative areas are very strong at Westminster. We've had lots of alumni success in recent years. Here I've included Jim Kay, one of our alumni from illustration, and he has recently illustrated the whole series of Harry Potter books. So you can see there what a fantastic artist he is. Our fashion design students have shown their graduating collections at London Fashion Week for the last few years, and that's the first time that universities have had this opportunity. So that's a fantastic achievement there. And then our film and television students have been very successful at the Royal Television Society Awards. And also on the research side, we've got very strong research institutes for media and arts and communication. So here you've got all of the creative areas that we cover at Westminster. We also focus on the business side of these creative fields. So we've got creative industries management programs incorporated into our portfolio. And here at the bottom, you've got the newest programs that we have in these areas. So we've got interactive media practice, that's looking at app design and web design and the user experience. And you can read about the successes that our students have had on this program if you look at the news section of our website. So then we've got life sciences and computer science. So on many of our bachelor's programs in these areas, students have got the chance to do a work placement year. So that means that they study for 2 years at the university, and then they will go and work in a company for 1 year to get practical experience. Here you've got some examples of companies that are involved in our courses for the work placements. And then students return for their final year of study. And that's been something which has been very successful for students. Many students have got job offers after graduation from the companies where they did their work placements. So here you've got all the different areas that we cover. And the newest programs that we've got are looking at medical science and data science and analytics as well. And also smart computer systems, and these programs include that 1 year work placement for data science and also smart computer systems. The medical science degree is a 3-year program at Westminster, and then students can transfer to our partner university, the University of Malta, for a further 3 years in order to gain a full medical degree. Then we've got the law school. So the law school has got a very active law society at Westminster. So they organise lots of different events and have guest speakers coming in. They have different careers fairs as well, so employment fairs, lots of workshops and presentations led by employers. And students can also be mentored by practicing solicitors and barristers as well to get a real insight into working in the legal field. So here you've got the different areas of law that you can focus on for your postgraduate studies. So for LLM programs, you've got a lot of different areas available to you there. And then we've got humanities and social sciences. Here again, there are lots of field trip and internship opportunities available on many programs. We have international partnerships in these areas. So in politics and international relations, our students will do one of their modules together with Harrow University. Students have visited the United Nations on field trips. We've got a model United Nations Society at the university, which is very popular, and we've hosted those model UN conferences at the university. And then here at the bottom, you've got our criminology students, and they have been working on a project with the prison service, looking at education within the prisons. Here you've got all the different areas that we cover. The newest program is combining psychology and counselling, and together with the other psychology programs we offer, students have got the chance to do that 1 year work placement as part of their degree. And lastly, we've got the business school. So here again on the bachelor's programs, students can do this 1 year of work experience, a professional experience year we call it. So that will be 2 years of study and then 1 year working and then a final year of study. We have Westminster business consultants at the university. So these are students providing professional consultancy services to companies. We've got a business school blog where you can learn a lot more about all of the different industry competitions and hackathons that students get involved in, because there are lots of opportunities for those types of industry business competitions as well at the university. And then here you've got some of the field trips that students have been on to various locations, and we've got the recognition by the Chartered Institute of Marketing, Management, and also ACCA for accounting, so students can get exemptions from those ACCA papers. And then we're also a Centre of Excellence for the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development. So here you've got all the different areas that we cover in business. Here you've got our students who are doing some business challenges with Microsoft. You've got the Westminster Business Consultants here. We have a very popular entrepreneurial society at the university. That's reflected in the programs because we've got entrepreneurial options on business management. We've got some new programs here at the bottom of your screen. So digital business, we've got a new fintech course as well, and new programs focusing on sustainability management and also social enterprise. Then we've got a very strong partnership with Kaplan. So for students who need a pre-bachelor's or a pre-master's course, we've got a foundation for students graduating from the Indonesian high school curriculum. They will do a one-year foundation program with Kaplan, and that leads on to very many pathways at the university. So we work very closely with the college. There's a very strong relationship between the college and Westminster. So students each year progress onto many different degree programs. Here you've got the newest foundation, which is art and design, and the different creative programs that students will join at Westminster after completing the one-year course at Kaplan. There's also an international year one in business. So this is a more intensive program, and it leads on to year two of our BA business management degrees at the university. And then for students looking at a master's program, if your grades are lower than our general requirements, then you'll need to do the pre-masters, and that leads on to business and law master's degrees at Westminster. So there are many ways you can add value to your degree while you're studying with us. Lots of our undergraduate programs have got electives available. You'll see this symbol on the course information pages on our website. So you can choose an elective subject. Many foreign languages are available as electives. So you've got 8 to choose from. Different levels are available as well. You can choose a brand new language or continue with something you've already been studying. We have Westminster Working Cultures, which has been a new initiative running for the past couple of years, and our students have gone to different places around the world to look at the working cultures and the way that our alumni work in these different locations. We've got Talent Bank at the university, so you can get paid for some part-time work at the university itself. There are lots of volunteering schemes available as well, so that's something which would help you learn some new skills, meet new people and add value to your CV. We've got student-run radio, magazine and TV at Westminster. That's called Smoke Media. Our radio station particularly has been very successful, and here you've got the winners of the Student Radio Awards 2020. And then on our bachelor's degree programs, many students have got the opportunity to study at one of our partner universities as part of their degree as well. So our student advice teams at the university are very important to make sure that your time with us is a success and a happy time. So we've got our great student advice team. They deal with any welfare issues, visas, immigration issues. They organise our Student Welcome Festival, which helps people to settle into life at the university. We organise airport pickups as well as part of that welcome programme. We have academic support. Pre-sessional English is available to students who need it as well. And the libraries organise lots of different academic support and training programmes to help you during your studies. We've got our Friends of Arriving New Students, who are students studying with us, doing the same undergraduate subject as our new starters. So they're paired up to make sure that there's a smooth transition into the university. The Students' Union is very active at Westminster, so we've got lots of different clubs and societies that you can get involved in. Our sporting teams are all called the Westminster Dragons, you see here, and we compete against other universities. We've got great outdoor sports facilities as well. Here you've got our sports grounds in West London, and students can also access the Students' Union for any help or advice that they need while they're studying with us. Then we've got our Careers and Employability Service. So they do a lot of very important work with students right from the start of your studies throughout your university career. So they hold lots of different workshops, they have mock interview sessions, they can prepare you for psychometric testing as part of application processes. They run a very large mentoring scheme at the university, so this has been extremely successful over the last few years. Students are paired up with a mentor and they get a lot of extra careers advice and guidance from them, and we've had a lot of very successful mentoring pairings over the last few years. They also focus on job search strategies specifically for international students in the careers service. Careers fairs are held throughout the year as well, and many of them are subject specific as well, so focusing on a particular area such as the law careers fair, tourism, property and construction. They're sector specific ones as well, where you can meet with employers and find out about different opportunities. Then we have the Creative Enterprise Centre. So this is focusing on developing students' entrepreneurship skills. There are many opportunities to get involved in industry hackathons, in internships, different workshops and projects are always included in there as well. So lots of opportunities available there. Then you've got the University Accommodation at Westminster. So it's mainly single rooms. We do have a couple. We do have a small number of shared rooms, which work out to be cheaper than single accommodation. They're en suite as well. And you've got all of the details on our accommodation website. So we've got 360 tours of the halls available there as well. So you can see the Harrow halls and Raffles House, which are our main accommodation halls for undergraduate students. And then the accommodation office has also got information on private accommodation options as well. Okay, we've got a January 2021 intake. So September is the main start of the academic year for us, but in January, we also have postgraduate courses in these different subject areas starting at Westminster. And then we've got a couple of undergraduate bachelor's programs, which are also going to be starting in 2021 in January. And then September will be our main intake for the year. We've got a scholarship scheme at the university, so there are various scholarships you can apply for. The majority are partial scholarships, £3,000, but we do have a small number of full scholarships available each year. And here you've got the details. There's a full section of the website dedicated to scholarships, so you can find out the full information there. And then we have alumni discounts, which are available as well. Here you've got a summary of our tuition fees. So for undergraduate programs, it's the same tuition fee for all courses. Postgraduate master's programs vary depending on the course itself. And here you've got the price range. But if you look on the individual course page, then you've got the exact fees on there. And then here you've got estimated living costs as well. So that's an estimate to cover your accommodation, travel, personal expenses. And this is actually the amount which is required when you're applying for a student visa. Entry requirements are on our different country pages. So for each country, we've got a different web page, and it will give you the requirements specifically for Indonesia if you go to that page. Okay, so here you've just got some other useful links where you can find out a lot more information about Westminster. We've got some recordings of online information sessions that we've been running over the last few months. So you can find out a lot more information from our course leaders there. We've been holding virtual open days this year. And you've got details of the upcoming ones here on the website as well. Coronavirus response page will give you updates about what's happening with our teaching at the moment. The majority of our teaching is being held online, For the January intake, the first 2 weeks of teaching will all be online, and then some of our more practical courses will have a small amount of on-campus delivery. So you can find out about all of those updates there. And here I've included one of our Indonesian students, who I've been told is a very popular vlogger and blogger over in Indonesia. So Ahmad has got a YouTube channel. He's very big on Instagram as well, and he's done a couple of films about his studies at the university. He's studying entrepreneurship at Westminster Business School, and here you can find a little tour of the campus with him as well and find out about his experiences in London. Okay, so that brings me to the end of my presentation then. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you've got. So thanks for your attention.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Barbara, for your presentation. Now we will begin the Q&A session. I will read the question that already posted in the YouTube comment section. So for the first question, is it possible to cross-program in the University of Westminster? If someone graduated for the undergraduate from mechanical engineering, are they eligible to apply for my master degree in software engineering?
Yeah, well, for many programs at master's level, you don't need to have a specific type of degree. So, for example, in the business school, we take students from engineering, from computing. Students come from humanities areas. So, for business, for example, you can have a degree in any subject area. On some of the more technical programs, then you do need to have a degree in that specific field. So, for example, if you want to do biotechnology as a master's program, you need to have a bachelor's degree in biomedical sciences or biotechnology or biology. So it depends on what you want to study at master's level. Yeah. But for the computing programs, an engineering background would be appropriate. Yeah. So on each course information page, we've got a section of entry requirements, and there it will tell you if you need to have your bachelor's degree in a certain subject. But for many of them, we consider any bachelor's degree.
Thank you very much. The second question would be, which faculty should I choose if I want a placement in Schneider Electric? So this is quite specific, like a chance for a placement in Schneider Electric. What kind of faculty that usually offer a placement there?
Right. Well, I'm not. Well, that area would be computer science and software engineering. So if they look at those programs on the website, it will give you some information there about the types of companies that are involved in those programs. So I think that would be the best place to start, really. But obviously it's not, when you're looking at a course, you need to look at the structure of a program and the modules, not just the possibility of working with a certain company. Yeah, you need to make sure that the course itself is right for you as well.
Thank you very much. Next question. Is it possible to study at the School of Architecture in Melbourne, but have your dorm room to be in Harrow?
Yes, it is. That's possible. Yeah. So when you're looking at the accommodation, you can request a room in any of the halls. So from the Harrow campus to the Marylebone campus, which is where we have the School of Architecture, it would take you around 25 minutes by public transport to reach. So it's very convenient. It's a single line, it's direct. So yes, that would definitely be possible.
Okay, thank you very much. Next question. I believe I'm not really familiar with this, but I think you know more. Hi, I'm interested in MAURP program. Can you tell me the requirements for that program?
MAURB.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm not sure
yeah.
what the URB is. Yeah, MA. I'm presuming is Master of Arts, but I don't
Okay.
know what they mean by URB. Perhaps they can clarify that. Can
Yeah.
they give us the full name?
Yeah, for the questionnaire, maybe you can uh, tell us more, like which program that you mean in your question. Okay, let's go to the next question. Um, so while surfing through Westminster website, I found recognition of prior learning. Can you give explanation more about this?
Well, that's something that would refer to a student who perhaps doesn't have the academic qualifications that we're asking for a particular course, but they may have, they may have work experience that we'll take into account. That's something that we always look at for people. So if you don't have the exact qualifications that we're asking for, but you may have some other qualifications, then that's something that we would take a look at.
Related to that, can someone with like Indonesia's GPA that is below 3.0,
Mm-hmm.
are you familiar with the system of Indonesia's GPA?
Yeah.
Can they apply to the university for?
Yes, so on our Indonesia webpage, we've got details of our requirements for undergraduate and postgraduate programs and the requirements that we have from Indonesia. So what we're looking for, if it's a GPA system out of 4, then for most of our programs, we're looking for a minimum of 2.8. Yeah, so from some universities, if it's an A accredited department, then we'll consider 2.6. Yeah. So if someone has got a lower GPA than that, then obviously if it's 2.0, then we're probably not going to consider them. But if they're, a few points below our requirement, then it's worth contacting us and finding out whether we could take their work experience into account, for example. So we would look at people who have got slightly lower qualifications.
Okay, thank you very much. So the questioner, the one that asked about the previous question. So what she meant by the MAU-RP is actually Master of Art in Urban and Regional Planning. So what is the requirement for that program? Master of Art in Urban and Regional Planning.
Oh, right. Okay. So I just need to quickly go to the course information page because it will tell you on there. So urban and regional planning. So you need to have a good bachelor's degree. Let me just double check. Okay, so yeah, you need to have that GPA of at least 2.6 out of 4. We would also like, if people have got some work experience in this field, then that's fantastic. They should include that information as well. And obviously the English language requirement is there too. So for all of our master's programs, the requirement is IELTS 6.5 with 6 in writing.
Okay. So for the students that maybe like from Indonesia that apply with GPA below 3.0, is it possible for them to get a scholarship?
They can apply for one of our partial scholarships. Yeah, so the scholarships work in that, first of all, you need to have an offer from Westminster, and then you can apply for a scholarship because it's a separate application. So you're welcome to apply for a partial scholarship with a GPA. You'd need to have at least 2.8.
Thank you very much. Okay. Someone asked, what do you think of manufacturing in the UK after the Brexit? Because I think like he's interested in doing a startup. So like,
Hmm.
do you have any support from the university for students that want to do startup and then working in the UK? And then like,
Yeah.
do you think is the
Well, yeah, as I mentioned before, the Career Development Centre and our Creative Enterprise Centre, they have got lots of support that they give to students who are looking at, particularly the Creative Enterprise Centre, they're looking at developing students' entrepreneurial skills. So they can, so they can perhaps look at launching their own company. We've got an entrepreneurship and innovation master's program at Westminster as well, which is specifically for people that may have their own business idea already. And we sort of mentor them and coach them through the whole process of developing and finalizing their business idea, and even getting them to the point where they can pitch their idea and pitch their business idea to a group of potential investors. Obviously, moving forward, these are very challenging times with Brexit, with COVID-19 and the big sort of impact that that has had on business and manufacturing. But there are, these big challenges are are forcing people to be more creative when it comes to setting up their own businesses. And it's like making people change their idea of business as well, and people have got more importance placed on social enterprise as well, and not purely running a business for profit, but in reinvesting in that business and in their community. And that's something that we're very proud to support as well at the university.
Thank you very much. Next question. Um, Someone asked, is there any PhD program for business and economics?
So we've got a big research field at the university. We have PhD students across all of the different schools at Westminster. And in business, we have students doing PhDs in the areas of economics as well as marketing, human resources. On our website, there is a whole section about research. So if you go to our website, go to the research section, and then you can look at all of the different research fields that we work with at Westminster. You can look at the different research groups. It tells you all about how to apply and gives you tips about things such as writing your research proposal, and there's a lot of information there.
Okay, thank you very much. This will be the last question for the Q&A session. Someone asked, is there any scholarship for magister programs in business and economics, especially for accounting?
Okay, so our scholarships at Westminster are applicable to all programs. So it's not, the scholarships we have are not for a particular course or a particular subject area. So when you see our scholarships information on the website, you can apply for a scholarship for any program. So that's fine.
Okay. Okay, then that's the end of our Q&A session. And just a reminder, you can connect with Ms. Barbara, or you can ask the representative from the University of Westminster. Maybe you can share again the slide for the
Mm-hmm.
contact. Okay.
Okay, so there you've got all of the links, and I'll just share my email address here as well.
Yeah. So yeah, you can contact the University of Westminster representative from the information given. And don't forget that right now we also have our virtual fair. You can access the virtual fair through our website, event.ehaf.id. You can talk to the representative from University of Westminster and other universities from through that virtual fair. So that's it. Thank you for watching, everyone, and see you in our next session. Thank you very much, Miss Barbara, for the presentation. And
Terima kasih and
terima
sampai
kasih.
jumpa.
Sampai jumpa. Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye. Good evening,
Bye
everyone.
bye.
See you in our next session.